Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 18th and final Hiveswap Friendsim. It's been a trip. If you've been watching the stream for a while, we ended up having a little pre-show, just kind of because I realized at the last second that I forgot to empty out my hard drive, and so I wasn't sure we had enough hard drive space to record this, and that would have been very bad. But now we are good to go. We've got more than enough gigabytes of space, more than enough gigabytes free. And so now it's time to begin. But first, before we get started with this actual thing, you may remember from last fortnight that in honor of the people's savior, Nicky Moolah, I drank on camera some milk, and I did not have any Gatorade with me at the moment, so I substituted it for mineral water. Some of you, I received the feedback. Hang on, that was my phone going off. I'm going to silence that. Some feedback I got was that some of you did not believe that mineral water was an acceptable substitute for Gatorade. So I said, okay, I can take criticism when it is deserved. And so here we are, once again, drinking weird shit on stream. We have some blue milk in honor of our fair lady's blood color, and also and now we have blue milk in honor of Star Wars, of all things. Also, I've realized, in addition to having fake Gatorade, I've realized that there is no way in hell that that Nicky Moolah is drinking wimpy little skim milk, which was what I had on hand at the time. So we have full-bodied, glorious, whole milk. None of this 2% crap. So here we go. Bottoms up. It is substantially worse than the mineral water. Salty. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's a thing. I don't know. It's not terrible, really. I mean, I'm gonna keep drinking this throughout the show because I need something to drink, because this is gonna be a long one. And then he drinks more. I'm going to put the milk away, first of all, because I don't want to leave the milk sitting out. The Gatorade I can keep out. That I might actually drink. Ugh. Good lord. Minda, why are you doing this to yourself? I don't know. Well, actually, no, I do know. See, here's the thing about me eating weird shit. This is kind of just like an exaggeration of how I normally am. Is that, like, I do legitimately, go out and seek new and interesting things to eat. Like I've discussed this before. It's like, pepperoni, just like plain cheese pizza or pepperoni pizza, whatever. That's baseline. Like, if I'm going to go out and seek pizza, I want, ham, or, it's like I want bacon bits. I want to, see what new things. It's like there's a whole world of pizza out there beyond pepperoni pizza, and I want to see all of it. Mayonnaise. It's like when I was in Japan, they always put mayonnaise on pizza for some reason, and I ate that shit because I wanted to see what that was like. It was okay, for the record. So yeah, it's like I just naturally, go out looking for new things to eat. And so I exaggerate it a little bit, mostly because it gets under Laura's skin, and I find that funny. So I do exaggerate it a little bit for, the show of me, eating and drinking weird shit. But this is just kind of how I am. Speaking of Lore Reaver, if you are watching this, you're not watching this live, I don't believe. However, Lore called me out in the blog recently when, when I expressed my, I expressed some confusion over the fact that people apparently eat ramen bricks raw. It's like, it was a thing that I just don't really understand why people do that. And War Reaver, in a weird reversal of how this usually goes, Lore Weaver immediately just, you know, ate a brick of this stuff on camera for me. So now it is time to return the favor, I guess. So, here we go. Interesting. Just like a slightly shittier cracker. And what it's really like a rice cracker. In fact, that's exactly what this is like. I'm just watching the sound on the mic, just crunch, crunch, crunch. But yeah, it's exactly like a rice cracker. It's just sort of crunchy and flavorless. You know, it's just like eating pure crunch. I don't know. Another thing I've seen people do. Ever tried yogurt on spinach? I'm not. Dip in the milk. Ramen ASMR. Oh no, because that would ruin the milk. I actually plan on drinking that later. Another thing I have seen people do is like they'll like just kind of mash one of these up and then mix in the flavor mix and eat it that way, which sounds a bit better. I'm not gonna do that. Plus, I already ripped the bag too open to do that anyway. And plus, like, as much fun as this is, you're not here to watch me eat weird shit. You're just here to watch me play the Hiveswap Friendsim. So enough distractions, I believe. Let's get back to it. Pour the flavor packet on it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pouring the flavor packet on it would probably be better. It would also make it. A bit. Excuse me, a bit more of a hassle to eat. So I'm just gonna worry about that later. Anyway, my phone's off. The weird food has been eaten. It's time to go on. Apparently, the update added a new. Okay, so predictions for this thing. I have no clue. I briefly saw the, I hit start to make sure that the thing downloaded. I saw some things, which we'll get to in a moment. But I just don't really know what to expect from any of this. I noticed that there's a new icon here on the menu. Friends, what's this? This is like an achievement guide. Friend our data. Meet Damien. Those look like spoilers. Looks like some kind of basically achievement guide for getting all the friends. I wonder if it's like, I wonder if these mean that I completed them or that I didn't complete them. It's gotta mean that I completed them because like the spoilers are, it's like, which I'm very much averting my eyes from. Like the pictures are look like things I haven't done yet. So I don't know. I'll check back on that. I'll look back at that after I finish for the night and see what's changed, if anything. So, let's get to it. So here is the spoiler I realized. Here we are, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, and 18. Volume 18 of Endings Many, but, you may know this, we're not all the way at the bottom of the scroll wheel yet. Interesting. Very interesting, is it not? Yes, I don't know why I'm maintaining the suspense. I imagine most of you watching this have already played these yourselves, and so you know exactly what is hiding below the cut there. But we'll just get to that in due time. In the meantime, it is time for Volume 18 of Endings Many. You crash-landed... Excuse me. You crash-landed onto a planet called Alternia. You staggered from the wreckage of your ship. You were desperate for information, for provisions, and possibly a bit of medical attention. But most of all, you were desperate for friendship. Oh yeah, that's another thing I should warn you about, is like there was a content warning on this episode when I downloaded it, so like I don't really know what exactly is happening, but we're in for some heavy shit this episode. So if it gets to be too much, just know that it might get to be too much. Friendship is what you could say if you were written by a bunch of hacks who cared about the Aristotelian ideal of narrative unity. Possibly you could make some reference to a circle being complete in a thoughtless and imbecilic manner. But we're all in this together, right? And we've all learned and grown enough to know that there is something deep and dark and absurd brewing beneath the surface. Oh yes, yes we do. This is another thing. It's amazing to me that people are surprised that the Friendsims are being, like, big, important, and relevant. Because, like has this fandom learned nothing? Did this fandom learn nothing from the Midnight Crew intermission? I've been saying since fucking June that the Friendsims were going to become, like, a big thing within, like, the wider Homestuck storyline, and now that it's actually happening, people are like, wait, what? I have to pay attention to the Friendsims? What? We've all learned and grown enough to know that there's something deep and dark and absurd brewing beneath the surface. This really isn't about friendship anymore, is it? You've got enough friends. Now you need answers. You need... Oh, god damn it. This was just the intro screen. Okay, so who do we got? We got Lanque. Is it Lanque or Lanque? I don't know. I want to say Lanque. Lanque Bombyx. I like that last name. And a pair of twins, apparently. Barzim and Beazle. Yeah, I like that. Barzim and Beazle. Barzim and Beazle. I think that sounds like a correct pronunciation. And they're reminding me of when Gamgee got cut in half, which is always good. It's like the way they trade off expressions is kind of interesting. It's like I'm looking at Barnum and it's like I kept wanting to call him Barnum because of the circus. Barzim and Beazle. Yeah, the way they trade off expressions is interesting. Also, like, they remind me of Gamgee getting cut in half, which is always good. So, like, a weird thing. Like, I don't want to get, like, too deep into the Gamgee hate because I know some people don't like it when I get all negative about it. But, like, in a weird way, meeting all of these extra Purple Bloods has kind of made me dislike Gamgee even more. Because now it's just like... Now, like, he doesn't even have an excuse. Now it's just... Oh, yeah, Gamgee is just like that. So it's like... Because, like, that was always one of the things. It's like, oh, well, he's a Purple Blood. What you going to do? It's like, well, not be like Gamgee. That's what you're going to do if you're going to be a Purple Blood. And we have Lanque, who... so I'm looking at them, and I'm remembering, like, in Wanchi's storyline a while ago, she mentioned that there was one guy among all of the Jade Bloods. And this is a very... masculine-looking Jade Blood. So I wonder. Anyway, we're going to start with Lanque, as per tradition, going from left to right. So Lanque Bombyx. Let us begin. What's next on the docket? Oh, you're really... That ramen got to me. That ramen just sucked all the moisture out of my mouth. Anyway, what's next on the docket? Oh, you're really feeling like going off the rails. So it's a good thing the first person to ping you on your palm husk is Lanera. That nutty bitch is exactly the sort of destabilizing influence your life needs right now. Yeah, murder clowns are murder clowns, but they don't gotta be dicks about it. Exactly. And Gamgee's a dick about it, so there you go. Hello? My friend! Because that's what we are now. Friends. Cool. That's not weird at all. That's not a weird at all way to talk to someone. You're really loving this one. You're not sure what it is, but you're positive whatever crackpot caper this loopy troll is about to rope you into is going to be a real humdinger. What are you doing? There's a sense of finality in the air. You can taste it. Cat, what are you doing? Cat's just running around all over the place in the background, trying to find a place to settle down. Now he just bumped the camera. Alright. Where do you want it? And he found the toy. Perfect. There's a sense of finality in the air. You can taste it. Lanera does you the courtesy of listening to you say all that shit without getting super put off by how much of a freak you are. Oh, yeah, he just called... That's some hypocrisy right there. We just called Lanera we just called Lanera awkward for being, well, awkward, and then we went off into a whole monologue all by ourselves. Listen up. So I was thinking, since us becoming friends has worked out so well, I'm starting to think it'd be a good idea to give making more friends another shot after all, I guess. That's what I was thinking. So there's this party I was invited to. I don't think this was entirely Lanera's idea. You see, the fellow Jades in my cloister always sneak out to go to these things. You gently suggest to Lanera that she should hurry the fuck up. Okay, I'm so nervous to go, and I want a friend to come with me, okay? Is that so crazy? Hi, Cat. No, you don't think that's crazy at all. You think that sounds fantastic, actually. You don't ask for any details, because who gives a shit? Oh, hey, it's the same party background. You show up on the block. We're not going to talk about how you got there or whatever because it's a waste of time. You're just there. Lanera's met up with you too. Lanera mentioned the cat. I know you're stuck up there and I'm going to have to get you later. You know that, right? Whatever. He's fine. He's up on top of the cupboards, and when he gets up there, he can't always get down on his own because he's an idiot. Lanera mentioned there might be dancing, so he decided to really dress up for the occasion. Oh man, you went fucking nuts. You're wearing a cape and shit. They also like fishnets. Maybe a spicy bra. Maybe a sexy bra if that's your thing. Whatever you happen to drudge up out of some dumpster or other. Honestly, you can imagine whatever you want here, but no, it's complete bullshit. Bullshit, and you look like a total slut. Lanera isn't wearing anything special because she would have had to pay someone to redraw her sprites. Because we would have had to pay someone to redraw all her sprites. Yeah. That's the benefit to having a main character who you never see. You can just put him in whatever costume you want to imagine. I think they're still actually wearing Malik's hoodie, in actuality. From the looks of it, you're heading over to somebody's hive party? You're rolling up on some kind of joint from past experience, you can now surmise is an alien domicile. It's pretty big, and maybe belongs to someone on the blue end of the spectrum. Back here again. Is this block just where all the jade-blooded schoolgirls love to get down and dirty? Well, I mean, L-word is here, so... Ergo. It's like you go to where the fruit is, you know? It hits you like a bucket of ice when you realize whose hive you're walking straight towards this time. This is... Hey, we're coming... Hey, this is some cute full circle bullshit. This is Ardata's hive. Oh, that's just great. Your friend Ardata. Boy, do you love Ardata. Can't wait to see her again. Literally the very first Friendsim I did, and now we're back here. How about that? As you approach, you can immediately tell what kind of deal they have going on here. You can hear the tunes bumping from all the way down the block, and when you get near enough to see, there are obviously a bunch of teens passed out drunk on the lawn. This is a full-blown frat house rager, and the text is kind of going off the end of the going off the bottom of the text box there. Definitely doesn't seem like Lanera is sort of seen. That's because it isn't. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm doing this. You kind of can't either. You're not even in the front door, and you can already feel the sweat pouring out of your armpits. This is going to be so much fun! You pass all the smashed lawn teens and go... The smashed lawn teens? That makes it sound like they're part of the decoration. It's like, you know, we decorated our lawn with drunk teenagers. You know, here's a good one. We picked them up. You know, we picked them up in the Teal District. There's a bronze blood right there. Very proud of that one. You pass all the smashed lawn teens and go up to knock on the front door. You have to rap on it a few times until the telltale sound of clicking heels faintly reaches your ears. Speaking of armpits, I wonder if Marfus is here? Good question. The door opens and you discover that the gracious hostess standing on the other side is none other than your best friend Ardata! Woohoo! She looks surprised to see you for only a moment before her face resolves into a wicked grin. Ah! My, my, my. Look what the Purbeast dragged in. Back for more so soon, my sweet? You're not actually sure how much time has passed since you last ran into Ardeda, but it doesn't feel like it can be described in any metric by soon. I mean, like the last time we actually saw her was Boulder's Route, and that was like what, September? Like in real life, that was like, you know, Boulder's Route came out in like September, I think. So yeah, it's been a while. And like her own thing was the very first one, which came out on 4/13. You've been physically savaged so many times since then that you're not sure what you're blocking out. Though. You tell Arde that you're really, really, really glad to see her, because you totally are. You told her you weren't expecting her to be hosting a party, though. I don't know if I'd call it a party. More of a friendly kickback of sorts. Sort of exclusive, really. All the world's finest influences are here. How exactly did you hear about my little shindig? Excuse me. Well, I certainly consider you to be one of my finest friends. I don't recall inviting you. You just are vaguely at Lanera. She doesn't seem to know how to lie, and immediately cracks under the pressure. One of the other Jades from my cloister told me to come. His name is Lanque, but I don't think he was invited either. I get the impression we kind of always come out here. Basically, we're crashing, if that's okay. Well, of course. I love Lanera being awkward is adorable. Especially with the knife meter gone, we can just sort of appreciate how, you know, how she's trying. She is very much trying to be social, and it's adorable. I love it. Well, of course. What's an informal sortie without a few entirely uninvited interlopers? Lanera doesn't seem to know if she's being sarcastic or not, and you aren't entirely sure if she is either, to be honest. You're like, are you fucking with us? And she's like, oh, mwahaha, or whatever. Of course not. I just have but one question for you, my dears. Yeah. Ardeda beckons you near. You obey her slavishly, and she leans in close to your ear and intones. Do you hereby certify under penalty of law that you are of age to view adult content within your state of legal residences, have acknowledged the contents of this volume's accompanying mature content description, and are comfortable with the prospect of engaging with challenging or otherwise controversial fictional material? Oh, okay. That's interesting. That's... Huh. So, remember how I warned you that things were going to get serious in this episode? Like, even Ardeda's warning us about it. Oof, you're too scared. You bet, Chief. Tell her to let you in. Oof, you're too scared. Well, I mean, we'll just pick the wrong answer quickly. Oh man, you sound like... What? Ah, crap. Whoop, back it up. Okay. Forgot to say it before I did that. Yes. Yeah, great, now she's doing it too. This is Twitch safe. I should hope it's Twitch safe. I mean, like... like in the Marvis route, the devs specifically put in a line teasing me and other fellow Let's Players about this, so I should hope that they make this stuff Twitch safe. I mean, like, they're crazy, but they're, like, the What Pumpkin guys are crazy, but they're not crazy, you know? Like, they're not going to kneecap their own game by making it Twitch unsafe. Anyway, oof, you're too scared. Oh man, the sound of that is making you quake in your slutty little boots. Controversial fictional material, you say? Damn, it's almost starting to sound like a woman wrote this. Count you out. Ardeda clicks her tongue. She reaches for the cup of markers she keeps on the table next to the door and pulls one out. You flinch back as she wields it like a weapon to draw a big blue X on the back of your hand. Here. Now all of my fine guests will know we're a delicate little angel in our hand. We have a delicate little angel in our hands. And then she turns to Lanera. And what about you, my sweet thing? Huh? Was that like not a game over? That was just like a... Is this just going to be like a weird alternate route that's like safer for work? Is that what just happened here? Huh? Oh, I'm not real, so it's cool. Oh god, that fourth wall is cracking. It's just a safer route work. So I kind of want to just like, okay, we're just going to keep going? Okay. Very well, then. Welcome to the bash. Drinks are free, but if you die of poisoning, you're contractually obligated to croak in range of one of my cameras. Toodaloo. Ardea blows you a toxic kiss and saunters off to mingle with her enthusiastic guests. You and Lanera step past the threshold and have a look around. Lanera is visibly nervous, which is unfortunately a little bit infectious. You ask her where her friend is. She glances about a bit. Look. Oh, I don't know. He's... Oh, over there. This is a cool little group of trolls here. Some interesting... Oh, hey, there's Damien in the background. Anybody else recognizable? Yeah, Damien's the only one I recognize. Just off the top of my head. Oh, and there's not Boronia. I always want to call her Boronia because I nicknamed her Applejack, Skyla. So yeah, I see Skyla, and I see Damien, and I think that's it. I think that's I think those are the only trolls that we recognize in the background. Hot dog juggler. You follow your gaze into the living room area of the house. It's a far cry from the site outside. The music's not nearly so bumpy as you originally thought it was. L-word back right. Is that L-word? Her horns look a little different. I don't think her horns were quite that antlery. That might be L-word though. It's definitely a blue blood. Or a cerulean blood. You follow her gaze into the living area of the house. It's a far cry from the site outside. The music's not nearly so bumping as you originally thought it was. The whole shebang seems to have a pretty chill teenagers drinking Kool-Aid vibe. Apart from the fact that it's definitely not Kool-Aid. Everybody is milling about, chatting amicably. You spot a few familiar faces. Damien flirting with roasting his Frank in the heath. L-word leaning casually against the door frame. Okay, so that is her. It's like her horns just look bigger than they were before, I think. To the kitchen and talking to a cute girl. Skyla recounting some enrapturing rodeo caper to a group of gathered trolls. It's a real diverse roster of friendly folks. You spot who Lanera is pointing to at the center of the parlor's arrangement of couches and armchairs, set among a group of friends on the floor. The only other Jade blood in the room. He's even more impeccably dressed and done up than the rest of the markedly fashion-forward Jades you've met. When you catch a sight of Lanera, his face lights up, and he rises to make his way over and greet you. Oh, Lanera, you've made it after all. Not sure what kind of voice to give Lanque just yet. It's like the flower crown is adorable, though. I love it. I was starting to think you weren't going to come. The capitalizing the W's and V's just makes me want to give him kind of like a Eridanish accent. Well, surprise! I did not come. I mean, I did come. Hi. Oh, I just want to like ruffle her hair. She's adorable. I'm here. Lol. You cringe, but Lanque seems otherwise unaffected by Lanera's astonishingly embarrassing display. He turns to you with a warm smile. And who's this? You can't help but get a little flustered when your eyes meet. His makeup and stylings might lean to the severe and feminine, but he has a contrastively calming and masculine voice that puts you at ease straight away. He seems to have quite the opposite effect on Lanera. Before you can answer yourself, she starts blabbering a mile a minute. Oh, this is my friend I invited. They're an alien. I guess I almost murdered them because I was jealous of their friendship with Boronia. Well, but I didn't, and we're friends now, and I'm starting to work past my self-destructive obsession with her. And they agreed to come with me because I'm socially anxious and afraid of you. Lol. Lanera's cute. She's got a crush, too. That's adorable. Oh, that's awfully nice of them. Hold on, sorry. I know that was a lot at once. Let me reorganize the statement into a clear and digestible list of bullet points. You've absolutely no need to do that, Lanera. I've understood your points just fine. Oh, okay. And there's my cat needing to be rescued. I told you this would happen like 10 minutes ago. You need help down from the cabinet. So you probably want a lap seat, don't you? Okay. Good lord. Cat break. Yep. Lanque looks back at you. Thank you for helping Lanera feel more comfortable here. Why don't you come and sit with us? Local Minda rescues cat from cupboard, hailed as a hero. Thank you. This is a nice little soft musical touch, I like it. Lanque turns and gestures to the other trolls he was speaking with before, a teal-blooded boy and an indigo-blooded girl, neither of whom you recognize. They both have notebooks in their laps. They give you friendly waves. Okay, sounds great. What are we doing? We were in the middle of a poetry reading. As nails are red. As nice. I don't know if you prepared anything of your own to share, but you might find it relaxing just to listen. Poetry? As soon as... It's like, I've just realized, like, as soon as Lanque entered the picture, my Lanera voice went up, like, 8 octaves. I love it. That's just sort of like... That's just what felt right. Lanera's face has gone bright green. Oh, boy. Why would you think I've written any poetry? I don't, really? It was merely a suggestion. Have you? Well, maybe. Wait. No! Oh. Oh, that's great. You put a comforting hand on Lanera's shoulder, intuiting immediately that she has indeed written plenty of poetry, but is embarrassed by the prospect of sharing any of it. You remind her she's among trusted friends here and has nothing to fear. Doki Doki Friendship Club. Yes, that's exactly what this is, isn't it? Oh, I guess you're right. Well then, please, come and join us. Lanque leads you back to his group, inviting you to sit with him in a circle. Lanera goes to deliberate lengths to insert you between herself and Lanque, so you're the one sitting next to him. Why don't we pick back up where we left off? I was just about to read my latest piece. See, that sounds great. Lanque's 2 friends close their eyes and take each other's hands. You and Lanera are both plenty surprised when Lanque and the indigo blood sitting next to Lanera tried to take yours to close the circle. At your obviously shocked expression, Lanque explains. We find physical contact helps us feel closer on a spiritual level during our poetry sessions. But if you aren't comfortable with it, you're under no obligation. You feel really respected right now. So you and Lanera both assent to join the circle. She even takes the initiative to hold your hand first. I have a feeling that this goes slightly differently in the less safe for work route. This is just a feeling I have. Lanque reaches out and takes your fingers gently in his. You don't know what it is, but you can't help yourself from blushing shyly. His hand is soft and warm in yours. Short red nails, immaculately manicured. Then let me begin. This is a short poem I've written in free verse, based on something haunting me of late. reflecting back on one of my more complicated and passionate past relationships. Forgive me, this might be a bit raw. As it is, as of yet, untitled. Lanque draws a deep breath and closes his eyes. His notebook is open in his lap. You can see the poem written there in an elegant hand, but he doesn't need to look at it to recite the words. It's snowing on Mount Fuji. Oh, shut up. Shut up, chat. What is the meaning of a memory? A question I often ponder. Intangible and intraceable by anything but the mind, yet so potent as to leave one sick, as if poisoned or wounded in a literal sense. And what meaning is there in regret and longing? Can my lamentations change the past? Will they move the future? Shall they amount to much more than what unmoors my here and now? If I restrict my world to that but which is before my eyes, to those whom I may touch, to that which I may alter, one would no doubt conclude that thoughts of you are last among what I would consider to matter. And yet you haunt me yet, and still you haunt me yet, like a scar, like a disease uneager to abate. Who are you, and who am I, after so long without you? I know, I don't know, I won't know. But what do I know but what I know, and what can it even mean to know? No, no, no. Though it vexes me, though through so little I valued it when it was before me, a thing and you I could touch and see and know and hate and wonder, revile, worship. Now it and you are a traceless ghost, and I preoccupy myself with nothing but futile tasks of redefinition and reinterpretation, and circuitous dwelling on that which I understand even less now. Then, in the times when my wanderings might have been so easily answered, with a question or a bite or a kiss, or even a single word spoken honestly. Pressing through, I am to give color to our bond, though not to onyx nor ash, but that which pulses within our very veins, that so blinding jade, hard as the stone for which it is so named. Twisted and pulled, hammered and forged, shaped unnaturally as if a chain. A stricture within scriptures, a certain so meaningful tincture. Resent you though I must, envy you though I may. Now leagues and leagues stretch between us, and I make peace with naught but what I say. You are only that which is within me, my blood and my mind, and that is, at once nothing, and the most elementary definition of everything. You realize you were holding your breath when Lanque finally finishes. The circle falls into meaningful silence, taut as a wire. The tension breaks when his eyes flutter open, tears spilling over his long lashes. Lanque is Monica. Monica is a 6-letter name, so, Ooh, that was a thing. He squeezed Lanque's hand gently. He weeps silently and beautifully. Such powerful art. He musters a wan smile as he gazes across the circle at Lanera. Lanera, would you like to read next? Lanera looks stunned. Sayori's obviously one of Terra's scalemates. Oh, God. Oh, that's... That's good. That's good. It's a bad joke, but it's great. Lanera looks stunned. There's moisture gathering in the corner of her eyes. Of course, anyone would be moved by something so emotional and raw. I guess I have a poem I could read. Lanera takes out her planner and opens it, breaking the circle of held hands. She can't recite it from memory like Lanque. When she speaks, her voice is small and timid. This one's called Still. I'm still. I sit still. I do what I'm told, still. I wonder about the way I am, and I think... Still? I see her every day, and I still miss her. She hugs me, and I still feel cold. I'm surrounded by people, and I'm still alone. I'm still me, I still love her, and I still hate that. Now, you're really proud of Lanque for opening up like this. She's crying too now. You reach out to take her hand back in yours. The indigo blood beside her comfortingly strokes her shoulder. Sorry. It's not really good and long like yours, Lanque. I'm not really a poet or anything. Oh, that was great. Aw, she's... Look at her! Look at her! She's adorable. Love her. I just wrote down how I feel. Give Lanque a hug. Lanque, it's fine. I thought it was beautiful. Poetry is about expressing yourself. It's not important that it be any set length or sound any certain way. All that matters is that you've spoken your blood pusher. And I think you've accomplished that remarkably. We're all very proud of you. Whew. You find yourself drawn into a group hug by Lanque and the other trolls. Lanque is sobbing openly now, and her raw emotion seems to have inspired similar pathos in the others. Before you know it, you feel yourself tearing up too. That was great. It was beautiful. Where's the hug button? You've pressed it. Lanque has pressed the hug button. It feels good to get it all out there. Before long, it's becoming clear Lanque is still kind of reaching her limit. She pulls back and sniffles out something about wanting to go home. Of course, Lanque, if that's what you need. I'll talk to you back at the cloister. Okay. See to it that she gets back safe, will you? You tell Lanque that of course you will, and take Lanque carefully by the hand and lead her out of the party. She squeezes your fingers back to let you know she appreciates you. You walk back for the party in a comfortable silence for a while. When you glance over at her face, it occurs to you that you've never seen Lanque this happy. Of course, this is literally the second time you've actually seen her, so you guess you don't actually have much frame of reference for what her normal emotional state actually is. This is adorable. It's a shame this is the failure route. You really want to encourage her on this path of recovery she's going down and all. So you ask her about, you know, her and Lanque. But what? You know, her and Lanque? What? We're just friends. I mean, it's not like I have a crush on him or anything. I know I've had romantic feelings for a girl before, so it'd be really problematic if I liked a girl now. If I liked a boy now. That's... That's... interesting. It's got some interesting whiplash there. I need some blue milk for this. Yeah, that was problematic. That's... is that a fandom joke? Yeah, that's absolutely a fandom joke. Like, not gonna get into it. There's a... yeah, okay. But yeah, like, this is, like, bi-erasure is a real thing. Bi-erasure is a real thing, and also just, like everybody roots for the lesbian. Like, like, I don't want to get into this, but poke at the discourse. But yeah, it does bother me that like as soon as two you know girls like show any kind of attraction to each other, like everybody just kind of like nixes. Oh, I suppose it happens. Yeah, as soon as like a gay option gets on the table, everybody just sort of assumes that hetero couples just like can't be a thing anymore. It's like oh it's like these two boys look cute together. So if either of them end up with a girl at the end of the thing, it's a horrible gay erasure. It's like, no, it's just they're allowed to be bi, you guys. It's like whatever. Anyway, no, enough discourse. Stop with the discourse. Oh, you say you're sorry. You didn't know. It's okay. Just don't let it happen again. Lanque gives you a warm smile and reaches out to pull you into a hug. Thank you for helping me. Somebody's read one too many. Jake English doesn't like girl Tumblr posts. That is exactly it. As a matter of fact, chat managed to get right at the center of what's been bugging me. Oh, anyway, I was really nervous, and I think that if I hadn't been for you, for your help, I wouldn't have been able to come at all. But I did so. Thanks. It wasn't perfect, but I think I really opened up tonight. I'll see Lanque again. And you, I hope. And in the future, things will be easier. Right? You're certain they will. You put a comforting arm around her shoulders and walk her the rest of the way home. You feel like this night really taught you an important lesson. Not everything is about collecting the largest quantity of friends as humanly possible. Sometimes strengthening your bond with someone you already know can be just as rewarding. So screw you, you say, to the concept of good endings and bad endings and narrative railroading. This route makes you feel heckin' valid, and that's fine by you. Amen. I'll drink to that. Yeah, that was great. It was beautiful. I love it. So meta. What? Huh? Do you want to understand? Not. Yeah, I'm gonna say not yet. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say no, and I kind of agree with him. It's like not yet. We're not ready yet. We haven't seen enough. We need more context to understand. Game over. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, go back to the first choice. Yeah, that's what I was inclined to do. Yeah, that sounds like ending stuff. So yeah, we'll come back to that later. Alright. So now it's time to get wild. So yeah, those of you with a weak constitution, although if you are, I'm surprised, like, I would be a little surprised if you've gotten this far into the Homestuck fandom and this content warning scares you away, I would be legitimately a little surprised. Anyway. Ha ha ha. Oh. That's good to hear. Why don't you come right in then, my dear? I don't want to see you making any little posts online about how my party was too fucking problematic for you, though. Ardea steps back and welcomes you again into her abode with a grandiose gesture. You're very, very excited for Ardea's party, and you know definitively that you will enjoy absolutely every second of what she has in store for you. Ooh. Once you've stepped in past the threshold, Ardea blows you a toxic kiss and saunters off to mingle with her enthusiastic guests. Whoa! Party's way bigger in this version. We're like, all of these just like... I like to imagine that this whole crowd of people were literally ran and hid in the other room when they saw that somebody with an X on their hand came in. They're like, oh, it's like, oh shit, one of the safe for work people entered the party. Quick, everybody hide in the back room to get wild and funky there. It's like we can't do that stuff here. Anyway, Damien's still here. There's a Conehead. Skyla, yeah, I see Skyla is like kind of hiding. Oh, damn it! You know what? Here, we need to be able to see my mouse for this part. Transition. Okay. So yeah, we can see Skyla kind of hiding in the corner. Excuse me, hiding in the corner there. There's Damien right there. Anybody else recognizable? I'm interested by that guy's shirt right there. It's like I feel like there's like a little dog face or a cat face or something on the shirt that I feel like ought to be recognizable. This one's horns are weird. I've never seen a troll with horns like that. They've got 3 horns on one side of their head. That's interesting. That's like that opens up a whole new world of possibilities for troll horns. Right there is what that does. Let's see. I don't see L word anywhere. Anyway, okay. But yeah, let's go back to the original thing. Transition and fix that. There we go. Okay. Yeah, gold bloods are weird about horns. That is true. New, sure. It's like, yeah, I know. I'm sure people have been doing lopsided troll horns for as long as trolls are a thing. But now we have but now they're canon. It's like I love how the Friendsims have just been like drip feeding us little bits of troll physiology. Like we finally confirmed troll nipples. We confirmed tentadicks. We confirmed that lopsided horns are a thing. Just like all kinds of grub scars are another thing that got confirmed. Just like we keep getting little things confirmed about troll anatomy. It's great. Anyway, Hot Dog Chum is still there. Yep, Damien. I pointed him out already. Oh, Damien made a hot dog friend. Look at that. Yeah, it's like the purple blood Damien's talking to has a hot dog too. How about that? Anyway. Anyway. The first thing that hits you once you're in the door is the music. It's a solid wall of bass that reverberates through your body down to your bones. The intense dance track is blasting so loud you can hardly hear yourself think. It has to be this loud to drown out all the shouting coming from the living room. As you apprehensively advance, it becomes quickly clear that Lanera is completely out of her element here. She's a bundle of nerves beside you, practically glued to your hip. When you actually step into the living room, she physically attaches herself to your arm. Yeah, I also see Skylight. Everything is canon. Nothing is canon. Everything is permitted. Yeah, it's just like the Schrodinger's party element of this whole thing is deeply amusing to me. It's like that's what this party is, isn't it? It's Schrodinger's cat. You don't know what kind of party you're going to get until you open the door. The party may be the party may be a light poetry reading, or it may be a wild drunken dance party. You don't know until you observe it. It is both and neither at the same time until it is observed. I love this. Schrodinger's party. I'm coining that phrase for this particular chapter. Anyway. Wow! This is more than I was expecting. You too. It's a scene of absolute chaos. The living chaos. The living room is full of the living room of the house is filled to the brim with rowdy teens, dancing rhythmlessly to the pounding music. The furniture's all been knocked over or otherwise destroyed, and you can make a pretty good guess of what's filling all the red cups you see in everyone's hands. Chat picked up on the reference I just made. You're about to tell Lanera that you don't blame her if she wants to dip, but you can't get the words out before you're being flagged down by a jay-blooded boy who's just muscled his way out of the throng of partygoers with a few of his friends in tow. I can do anything. Lanera, you made it. Lanera all but flings herself away from your body and freezes like a scared animal as the troll approaches, and the music went dead silent there. Okay, there is still music playing, it's just very, very quiet now. I don't know if you can even hear it. Ooh, I like that music. I had to turn my mic off so chat can hear it. I'm gonna crank that a little bit. I like that. It's definitely got a feel to it. It's very, I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, it's very quiet on my end, too. But it's just very low and kind of menacing in a sexy way. I love it. It looks intimidating now. I don't like this. It's somber. Lanera all but flings herself away from your body and freezes like a scared animal as the troll approaches. Yeah, the music is sexy. Yeah, and Lanque isn't wearing the flower crown anymore. It's like, yes, Lanque is no longer the pure boy he was in the other party. Anyway, turn that back down. You're here for me, not the music. I'm sure you can go to James Roach's Tumblr or Twitter and listen to the music there. For all the commotion and ruckus, he's still remarkably well put together. The vigorous party huddle doesn't seem to have disturbed his sharp makeup or his impeccably coiffed hair. There is a curious red stain down the front of his white shirt, though. He has a slutty-looking indigo-blooded girl on his right arm and an even sluttier-looking teal-blooded boy on his left. Though he shakes them off and waves them away by the time he reaches you and they're in the hallway, in the entryway to the room. Hey, Lanque. Yeah, I'm here. Believe this is on the album that is now available on the Homestuck Bandcamp. Buy and support this guy. Okay, so yeah, people are linking. So yeah, the album is definitely available on Bandcamp. Excellent. I'll have to go listen to. I mean, now that I'm done with the Friendsim, I really should go back and listen to the soundtrack for it. Anyway, I can listen to a Celia text picture of Bowsette again. You watch with the music as Lanera practically bursts into flame under his gaze, and it only gets worse when he slides up to give her a startlingly intimate embrace. Yeah, look at look at where his hand is there. I'm not sure. It's like that hand is very close to things. See, yeah, I see image of Bowsette. You watch with the music as on there. She squeaks and tries to hug him back, but is too timid to actually touch him with her hands. You can see sweat pouring down her face. After a solid 5 seconds that seems to include Lanque smelling Lanera's hair, he pulls back to smile at Lanera with a heavy gaze. Lanera's face is bright green and her eyes are bugging out of her skull from how flustered she is. Too close. Very much too close. But she's not into it, you don't think? It's hard to tell, but you kind of get the impression he'd be dead by now if she weren't. That's a fair point. Either way, it's awkward. Lucky for Lanera, Lanque either doesn't know this or doesn't care. He settles into a comfortable, for him, posture with his arms casually around Lanera's waist, and turns to you. Bad touch. Oh, who's this? This is my... friend? Yeah! Lanque quirks an eyebrow. You have friends? The question seems to leave Lanera speechless, so Lanque takes the opportunity to look back at you. His eyes rake up and down your body in a way that leaves you feeling distinctly objectified. Oh, aren't you interesting? Is there a reason you look like... that? Look like that tongue. What a question. He doesn't explain what that is specifically referring to, and given both your alien status and your state of dress, it could mean any number of things. It's like, that's true, it is a fair question, to be honest. You might take it as an insult, if not for the way he licks his lips after he says it. He can't seem to pry his eyes off of you. You look at Lanera for a cue, but she's too out of it to give you any sort of intelligible sign. So you just explain how you crashed landing on this alien planet an intermediate amount of time ago, and you don't really know what you're doing or much of anything about anything. The fact that your appearance could be due either to this or that you're generally a disaster The fact that your appearance could be due either to this or that you're generally a disaster of a being irrespective of your planetary origin. How fascinating. Why are the smexy ones assholes? I don't know. I've never met an alien before. Well, you have. Lots of times. In fact, literally everyone and everything here is alien to you. You find your word diarrhea becoming more and more awkward and embarrassing as Lanque's eyes start burning the hole in the center of your chest. Jesus Christ. There's no need to be so shy. I don't bite until asked. Lanque disconnects himself from the lair as he rounds on you. It's like he's lost any interest in her existence now that you're in front of him. Lanque looks at you with a completely pathetic expression that readily informs you as to what your response needs to be. You'll be damned if you aren't going to be the best wingman possible, so you definitely ignore Lanque's blatant pass and turn the conversation back to Lanque. You ask Lanque how long he and Lanque have known each other. Lanque raises his eyebrows at the question. Well, I suppose since she was chosen for the cloister? Some number of sweeps ago. I don't remember, really. It was 2.43 sweeps. Oh, right. That many, I guess. That's a pretty long time, actually. Yeah. Pretty impressive they've managed to go a solid 2.4 of them without saying a single word to me that wasn't circulated to me secondhand from your snide gossiping behind my back. Ooh. Oh, wow. Talk about whiplash. Lanque's eyes get big like saucers. What? What? What are you... I don't know what you're talking about. The tone of the conversation has totally morphed from fire to ice in an instant, though neither Lanque's expression nor demeanor have changed much. He slips on the knives with all the calm composure of a casual statement. He slips in the knives. What, are you pretending you didn't spend the better part of the past 2.5 sweeps complaining about how much I disgusted you? Come now. You do know that everyone is aware you're a nasty little bitch, right, Lanque? Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, don't take it the wrong way, I really don't mind. I'm hardly in a position to criticize. I was just curious what caused the sudden change of heart after so long decrying my vain and slatternly lifestyle. Have the impending ordeals finally made that little clock start to tick down in that dry, dusky nook of yours? Jesus Christ. Did you figure I was the only one who might be loose enough to be willing to clean out the cobwebs before you get shipped off to Space Church and never have the chance again? Holy fuck. I want safer work Lanque back. Just wondering. There's a long, excruciating moment where Lanque says nothing. She just stares up at Lanque beside her with a completely shell-shocked impression, and before you can try to pipe up in Lanque's defense, she bursts into tears. Oh, no. This is also interesting to, like... This is the first time I can think of where the troll's personality just completely is different, one route to another. Like in every other route, like, the trolls are consistent from route to route, whether it's the good route or the bad route, but this is just... We have two different Lanques here. We're just dealing with two entirely different characters at this point. This is weird. Okay. Anyway. When the Lanque turns suddenly and makes a mad dash to run out the door and away from the party, you're torn between running after her and giving this jerk a real piece of your mind. Your mind's made up when you look back at Lanque just in time to catch him rolling his eyes. Hey, you say, that was kind of rude, don't you think? Lanque snorts. Me? Rude? Are you perhaps attempting to fuck with me? Clearly you haven't spent much time around this bitter pill if you think that was anything short of precisely what she deserves. You can see that maybe you don't have a full enough grasp on J-Blood Cloister social dynamics to make a definitive judgment on whether or not Lanque deserved to have been so ruinously owned. But she's your friend, and what good are you if you don't stick up for the friends you care about? I have no idea what even got her so upset. Like I said, it's not like I really care what she says about me. But you don't get to spend as much time as she does being such a venomous little snake and act surprised when somebody calls you out on it. Then why did you invite her, you ask? It seems needlessly cruel of Lanque to lead her in under false pretenses, if she never intended to be, if he never intended to be her friend at all. I promise you I had no such designs. The only reason I even invited her to this thing is that my ex is being a real blood-sucking bitch and no one wanted to go. and no one else wanted to go. I was willing to give her an honest shot, but I have no time for a vicious, slandering nag who can't even admit what she is. I thought it might be interesting to see what that crusty little shrew might be like if you could manage to wrest her bulge free of whatever excruciating knot she's got it tied into. But I guess now we'll never know. Well, this is clearly a conversation you're going to have to Switzerland out of pretty soon. What? You tried to explain the historical significance of Switzerland's political neutrality on your home planet. Long's eyes glaze over like he's listening to you recite a sports almanac of cricket stats. That's nice. Anyway, since I seem to have scared away my date, why don't you stay a while so you and I can get to know each other a little better? You seem much more interesting than she is anyway. This is... Okay, not only did Lanque get in real close, this is the first time where... I don't know how well this gets conveyed in the streams, but normally when they zoom in like this, like, you can tell that they just, like, shoved the picture in closer because, like, the resolution gets a little blurry and, like, a lot of the sprites were not designed to be looked at this close. This is crystal clear. This close-up of Lanque was drawn specifically for this fucking moment. When did Lanque get up so close to you? Your heart beats a little faster, and he smiles at you like that. So poisonous and shamelessly laced with intent. Lanque is definitely not the only one coming off like a snake here. I have less time to waste than most, my dear. Never seen the value in beating around the bush. Oh, do they? Does he have, like, a thing? Does he have, like, a disease or something where he's bound to die young? Oh, dear. Never seen the value in beating around the bush. Well, maybe it'd be socially prudent for you to go after Lanque and make sure she's okay. But it's also not her volume of the Friendsim. So instead of doing that, you're going to stick around and see what this particularly dreary prima donna is all about. The fourth wall is just gone at this point. It just doesn't even exist. You had your funky chance to bail out in this shit show, and all that's left to do now is barrel downhill. Excuse me. Is barrel downhill as meteorically as you can manage. Fantastic. Care to dance? Why the fuck not? Lanque laughs pleasantly and reaches out to take you by the hand. The contact gives you a little thrill despite yourself. He's got nice hands, soft and warm and well taken care of, and you know it's going to be one hell of a ride wherever he's taking you. Come with me. You do. He doesn't lead you straight to the dance floor, though. He takes you around the throng of dancing partygoers over to the kitchen of the house first. You weren't expecting to find a familiar face waiting for you there. Let's see, who's it going to be? Hey, it's Elward. Fancy meeting you here. You don't find it all that surprising, honestly. Yeah, me neither. I mean, we did see her in the other route. You two know each other. You could say that. That's just great. Do you give discounts to friends? I sure fucking don't. You know the price, pretty boy. Pay up. Oh, we're doing drugs now? That's great. You're a little confused. What exactly is being purchased here, exactly? Elward gives you a funny look. You a drone? What? Hush. You do as you're told and watch as Lanque and Elward carry out their shady transaction. Lanque hands over the credits and receives an opaque little baggie of something in return. Okay. Well. This is what we're doing now. Schrodinger's Lanque. Maybe I should pronounce it LeQ. Well, here, actually, here, new idea. This one is Lanque. Safe for work. The safe for work version is LanQ. That way I can distinguish them. This one's Lanque from now on. Once we get back to, I imagine we're going to get back to safe for work, LanQ eventually, and I'll start calling them that when we get there. Oh well. I guess you don't really need to see what's in the thing to figure out what it is at this point. As soon as the deal is done, Lanque has his hand at the small of your back and is deftly guiding you away from the scene of a crime. Is buying drugs a crime here? You aren't really well versed about the laws of Alternia, but it honestly doesn't really seem like anybody would give much of a shit about anybody doing drugs out here. You guess that clandestine transactions are just for the aesthetic. Lanque's got you back in the shady corner of the party and is pressing one of the tablets he bought into your hand with a sly grin. He expects you to join in. You're like, hold on a minute. Your experiences with alien drugs haven't really been that great, honestly, and you're not sure you're that excited for a repeat performance. Lanque's immediate response is to sneer. Oh, I see. You're one of those people. One of what people? You know, a bit boring, maybe. There are many words that could be used to describe you, but you don't think boring is a remote contender? You're always doing all kinds of unbelievably stupid shit and getting into uncountably wacky and life-threatening situations. Is it really that fucking much to ask for there to be one time where you don't rush head first into doing something you know is going to fuck you up and be totally awful? Lanque's lips pressed into a thin, annoyed line. These things aren't cheap, you know. I bought them for you. Well, you didn't ask him to do that, did you? Oh, come on, you're really going to be like that? Yeah, you totally are. Lanque sighs dramatically. Fine. Lanque casts about for the nearest victim and grabs his attention. Oh, no! Oh, Jesus. We gotta save Damien from this shit. Jesus Christ. Lanque casts about for the nearest victim and grabs his attention with a hand around his wrist. To your dismay, it's your sweet and innocent hot dog chum, Damien. Oh. Alas, there's nothing you can do to stop him from falling prey to Lanque's wicked designs. Here, have these. Oh, yeah, great. Thanks, I'd love to put drugs in my wiener. Even as little Damien is being corrupted by this timeline? What the fuck? What a tragedy. But before you know it, Lanque has to hold you off, has a hold of you again and is dragging you off. I love to put drugs. Jesus Christ. Let's just dance. You're not too much of a square to do that, are you? Of course not. Dancing is basically the one thing you actually plan to come here and do, so that's just great. You go along with Lanque enthusiastically when he pulls you over to the writhing mass of bodies bumping and grinding on the dance floor. Press 1. Chat, stop. Chat is, getting very into the idea of putting drugs on wieners, and this concerns me. You go along with Lanque enthusiastically when he pulls you over to the writhing mass of bodies bumping and grinding on the dance floor. Jesus Christ. You get down to it. You soon discover that Lanque has a very interesting dancing style, and by interesting you mean it primarily consists of directly grinding his body against yours in an incredibly shameless fashion. But pressed in as you are from all sides by sweaty and inebriated bodies, that's not exactly much room for troll Jesus to begin with. Save room for Jesus, people. Save room for Jesus, kids. Genius, I mean. Lanque is up on you. Lanque is up on you so close, it's hard not to sweat. He has his hands at your hips and your face fixed with sharp eyes. His heavy stare is nearly hypnotic, so blatant and undisguised in his expression. It's clear what he wants, and maybe what's more you're prepared to give. But when he looks at you like that, it's impossible to look away. You just go with it? Why not? It feels good, and it's not like anyone else is watching. You're surrounded by trolls, boxed in and pouring sweat, and it feels like you're the only two people there. Lanque draws in, teeth by your ear, and this close you can hear him easily, even with the overwhelming pound of the bass. You have the palest skin I've ever seen. Yeah, you tell him you're literally FFFFF white, which is like blank. That makes you super radically inoffensive, FYI. You let Lanque know that he can see you any way he wants, which is even more woke than making a decision. Thin as paper. I can see all the way inside of you. all your veins and your red blood. You smell like candy. Huh. So it's not just Terzi who can do that. That's interesting. Little hussy dig about the hex code joke. Yeah, that's true. You're feeling Caucasian. I wonder how you'd taste. Wow, you say? That's like some shit a vampire would say. Presuming I'm a rainbow drinker would be an awfully reductive and literal reading of my character. I'm just making a blatant sexual pass. Okay. That's... Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, not all Jades are rainbow drinkers, you know. Oh, it's hilarious. I love it. Oh. Okay. Good thing that's all cleared up. You take this as an opportunity to really let loose, showing off everything you've got in the sexy dance acumen department. Lanque is a little bewildered. What are you doing? You're like, what aren't I doing? There's a fire in the dance floor and you've struck the match. You're just fucking it up in here, really getting it, breaking it down, bopping and crumping and whatever. You're smashing your ass into everyone around you and getting hot and heavy with all these lusty moves. There's a point where Lanque has to step back. You presume to properly behold your art in all its glory. But it soon becomes clear that it's not your prodigious dancing skills that have given him pause. You follow his startled gaze and see the cause for alarm. Oh, Boronia is here and she looks pissed. Oh, this is about to get fun. I can feel it. Oh shit. Boronia is still standing in the entryway contending with Ardata, and it looks like she hasn't caught sight of you yet, but Lanque isn't wasting any time. Mom is here. Before you realize what's happening, Lanque has you by the wrist and is hauling you away from the dance floor and off down the hallway. Lanque finds safety in the bedroom. Respite block, you remind yourself, when you take stock of the conspicuous absence of any bed, and the presence of the revolting-looking slime cocoon in which trolls allegedly spend their repose. You hold each other in a tense and nervous silence pressed against the locked door. What feels like an eternity passes, your breath held. The sound of your blood rushing through your own ears is almost enough to drown out the music. Mom says it's your turn to get the fuck over here! Seconds turn to minutes, and nobody comes to find you. It seems, for now, you've escaped Boronia's notice. When you turn your head to look back at Lanque, you find he's been staring at you for some time. I haven't been able to take my eyes off of you since the moment I first saw you. You're just so interesting. You freeze like a hare staring down a snake. Lanque lifts his hand to brush a thumb across your cheek, fingers curled under your chin. You meet his eyes. His pupils are so black. I want to know what it'd be like to kiss you. Lanque's tongue darts out to wet his painted lips. Do you want to kiss me? Whoa. Well, you've already clicked on at least 2 mature content disclaimers to get this far. Why the hell not? Lanque leans in and presses his lips against yours. He kisses much more sweetly than he looks. His lips are soft and wet and taste like blackberries. This beats making out with a couple of greasy teens behind the dumpster, that's for sure. When one of his sharp fangs nicks your bottom lip, you don't even care. But when a drop of your blood beads out onto his invasive tongue, Lanque draws back just an inch. You taste sharp and dangerous. Like a weapon? Is that a good thing? It's not a bad thing. Lanque pulls back further, his hand slipping from your cheek and his fingers trail down your neck to rest on your collar, thumb brushing against the thrum of your pulse. Have you ever paled before? Oh, jeez, holy! Oh, oh, oh. Okay. We're ready to learn how this works? Oh. I don't think this is... I mean, I know I just said we've been learning more about troll anatomy this whole time, but I don't think we're ready for this. Lanque has no subtlety. Lanque shrugs off his jacket and starts unbuttoning his shirt. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Is this really gonna go there? You're like, well, no, you've never done any alien intercourse with a bucket, but it doesn't look like he even has one on him at the moment. That was apparently the wrong thing to say, because Lanque's face scrunches up in displeasure. Don't mock me. It's my first time? You figure laughing would constitute mocking him, so you don't, but the look you gave him makes it seems to say enough. Us Jades who live in the cloister have been chosen for a very special duty. We're expected to adopt a chaste and aesthetic life in service to the continuation of our species. And when we undergo our ordeals and are sent off-world, there's no such thing as sneaking out of the caverns. If I don't do this now, when? My life is nearly over. Will you help me feel alive? But before you can answer, Boronia's voice starts to rise shrill from above the heavy music. Lanque! Lanque's hand shoots out at lightning speed to draw you close. Before you can so much as gasp, he presses one of his palms over your mouth to keep you quiet. Oh shit, she's close. And from the sound of it, she's getting closer. The way he phrases it suggests now Jades are cloistered. Well, we know for a fact that now Jades are cloistered because Kanaya was like living off on her own little island with her, with her Lucius. But like she's probably a special case. Anyway, oh shit, she's closer. From the sound of it, she's getting closer. Lanque, I know you're here. You need to come out and come home right now. Lanque leans in close to your ear. Shh. What will you do? What will you do? Oh. Both of these options sound great. I'm not even gonna lie. I love how it's just calling his mom. Like, not even just like Mom. Calling his mom, this is gonna be problematic enough, or keep quiet, you wanna see where this goes. Yeah, it literally is just calling his mom. Like, just Boronia. Boronia's the mom. There's no getting around it. Whew. I need a moment to pick one of these. These both sound fantastic. We're gonna keep quiet and see where this goes first, because I don't know. Because these both sound interesting. We gotta start somewhere. You keep your mouth shut and wait for Boronia to pass. She only shouts for a little while longer before the sound of her voice fades away. There are too many blocks in this hive for her to be trying to break down the door to everyone, and she didn't look too closely at this one. You've lost her. When it becomes clear Boronia is gone for good, Lanque lets his hand fall away from your lips. You feel his smile against your ear. Where were we? Just because of the way his quirk works, it kind of looks like he stole Kanaya's quirk in that sentence. Just because it happens to be the first letter that's capitalized in all of them. Are we getting into Detroit Smash? Oh god. This is where I double-died. You turn in Lanque's arms and look up into his blazing eyes. How can you alien pale without a bucket? I don't mind doing it without one. Sometimes it can be fun to get a little messy, don't you think? This just reminding me of like the spade bucket from Deltarune. It's like, well, I need the bucket to not make a mess. Where were we? You're like, weren't you just saying this is your first time? Lanque answers you with another kiss. This time he means business. And like, I didn't click away from that. That really did just, like... That really did just only stay there for, like, a second. MC-chan. Woo, you go all the way with this super slutty alien, and then you slump out on the ground completely wasted. Main character Chan. Maybe this all went kind of off the rails, but you have to admit it would have been a real shame if you got through this entire extraterrestrial adventure and never got to smash even a single alien. What would be the fucking point, honestly? That's the entire sex scene. This guy really did a whole number on you. You're laying spread eagle on the floor as Lanque is putting his clothes back on. Man, this is probably your most accomplished friendship to date. You're not quite ready to move just yet, but since you and Lanque are such good chums now, you figure now's a good time as any to ask for his chitter. Lanque seems surprised to even hear you speak. Huh? You want to have me on chitter? Yeah, you say, isn't that what friends do? Oh, sorry, I can't. My palm husk is broken right now. Yeah, just gonna bang you and not even call you back. Yeah, that sounds right. Lanque says, while typing furiously on his palm husk. He doesn't even look down at you. You're like, bet you're using it right now? Lanque rolls his eyes. I thought you would take the obvious hint. What obvious hint? Jesus. I feel used. Look, I was trying to be nice, but you just weren't that good, babe. Holy shit! I don't often ring the same bell twice, but if I were going to consider it... Whoop. You would have to show me a better performance than that. Jesus Christ. Whoa. Holy shit. That's that, you guess. Your lowest low. First time banging an alien and you couldn't even satisfy him? A little seed of worthlessness takes root inside you and germinates so explosively that it fills you up until there's basically nothing left. You die of shame instantly. Oh, man. This fucking route. Best bad end. Yeah. Just wanna fucking stab this. Shamed to death. Okay, let's do this again, but let's get saved by mommy. Calling his mom, this is gonna problematic enough. You rip Lanque's hand off of your mouth and start yelling for Boronia? What the fuck, dude? Lanque tries to scramble away from you to make some sort of last-ditch effort to escape, but it's no use. Boronia hears you and comes running, furious. She hulks the locked door off its hinges before you can even get up to let her in. You duck flying chunks of alien architecture and scuttle off to avoid what you fear might be further alien fists. Oh. Boronia, smash! Lanque! As angry as her voice is, some of the fury goes out of her face the moment her gaze lands on Lanque's state of partial undress. She reflexively brings a hand up to shield her eyes. What in the world? Put your clothes back on right this instant, young man. Lanque freezes where he stands, apparently accepting that he's been caught. There's nowhere left to run. If he doesn't intend to fling, there's nowhere left to run if he doesn't intend to fling himself out the window. A sneer coils in his face. Oh please, save your purity act. Like this is anything you haven't seen a dozen times before. Boronia's face goes bright jade. What? What in the world are you implying? I would never. Forget Lanera. You've always been the craziest bitch in the whole cloister. You know, whoa, hurry. It's getting real here. You know you aren't actually our Lucius, right? Boronia marches right up to Lanque and slaps him right hard across the face. Lanque makes an undignified noise as he recoils from the blow. It looks like that really hurt. His face is stinging right under the handprint, but it's even on his. But he forces out a strained laugh. It's like his face is even like actually got a mark on it. That's great. You're not my real mom, Mom. My word, Boronia. If you wanted to join us, all you had to do was ask. Damn. You wish that you had some popcorn right now? You just kind of sit back and take it all in. Lanque's invective has its apparent desired effect. Boronia is all but steaming at this point, hands balled into fists at her side. You kind of want to say hi to your friend, but she's a little preoccupied, it seems. Is Lanque going for, like, a black... for a, Is Lanque going for a spade solicitation? Is that what he's going for here? I wouldn't be surprised. Lanque's invective has a better... I'm not going to rise to your petty baiting. You know you're in the wrong here. 1, we've spoken time and again about recklessly sneaking out to these parties, and now you're dragging Lanque into your mess. 2, Lanque has told me all about the things you've been saying and doing to her, and it's completely unacceptable, Lanque. Oh. You've had more than enough lectures about the way you treat your flushed quadrant partners, and it absolutely needs to stop. 4, you are coming back with me to the cloisters right now. When we're home, we're going to have one last serious talk about this, and if there aren't any changes, there are going to be consequences. Eventually, Boronia's overbearing hollering seems to finally break Lanque down. He sighs, shoulders slump, and rolls his eyes. Fine, fine. Boronia crosses her arms indignantly as she waits for Lanque to finish fixing his clothes. Lanque buttons his shirt, pulls back on his jacket and his tie, and then he has to go retrieve his palm husk, which he seems to have discreetly slid over to where you're standing. He casually saunters his way over, and instead of picking up his own device, snatches yours out of your hand. Okay. Hey, I've got to go, but let me give you my chitter information. Okay, interesting. Maybe we can pick up where we left off later, sweetheart. Boronia stomps up to grab Lanque by the ear and drag him away, but not before he's finished putting his chitter contact into your palm husk. He shoves it back into your hand, mouths you a "see you later," and then fully hauled out of the room. Hypocrite! You need to shut your mouth. And then they're gone. Friendship accomplished? You guess? Chitter mutuals. I love Boronia just, like, grabbing him by the ear. So that's how we get his chitter. So that was interesting. Okay. Do you want to understand? Okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna finish this off. Not yet? What do you mean no? What do you mean yes? Not yet. Okay. No? Yes? What? Huh? Purple blood's first. Not yet. Okay. We are not ready to understand just yet. And another game over. So we want to do the twins route first before we before it's time to understand. Okay. Well then, first of all, let's if we're going to move on to the twins, let's get Lanque's slash Lanque's sign, shall we? The final clowns. That choice isn't even supposed to show up there? Oh, is that like a glitch that that's showing up? That'd be interesting. Also not unexpected. Well, maybe it... Well, no, because, like... Are you sure it's not supposed to show up there? He's a life player? Okay. Lanque. People are telling me Lanque is really how it's supposed to be pronounced. The final countdown? That's a bad one. Alright, somebody show me Lanque's sign. Lanque's sign. He is a Versi. Versi, sign of the alchemist. Associated with life and prospect. Okay. Well then, we'll be coming back to that. We'll be coming back to the question of understanding later. But for now, we're going to take a brief break. We'll get ready for some clowns. I feel like clowns would be a prince of life. I'm a prince. Oh, maybe. Doesn't really... Yeah, thief. Thief sounds more accurate, I think. You know, like he's not really destroying shit. He's just like taking things for himself. Anyway, we'll be right back in a moment. See you in a minute. Bye bye.